The fact that we can't understand or comprehend anything about orders more complex than our own minds leads many people to assume that nothing exists beyond our minds, beyond what we can comprehend. However, I find this stance extremely reckless, because the first obligation of a scientist or any human being is to humbly acknowledge the limits of his or her own mind. In other words, to admit that people are very limited. To do this, we must allow for the possible existence of orders so complex that we do not understand them. And on a practical level, it is as if they do not exist. So, I find it reckless to claim that the world ends here, and that there are no orders more complex than the ones we can grasp with our little minds. A true scientist should be modest and leave open the possibility. He or she should say, well, I recognize my limitations, and that according to this Hayekian hypothesis, I can't understand anything more complex than my own mind. But I allow for the possible existence of orders or phenomena which have a higher degree of complexity and are beyond my understanding. The second step would be to ask you the following question. Does this mean we cannot come to know, I don't mean comprehend, understand, explain or account for, but know, anything about orders more complex than our minds? Well, there is a possible way for us to come to know something. Certainly we must acknowledge that we cannot understand or comprehend, etc., but there is a possible way. What is it? Well, we know we can't understand. We recognize that from the outset. But how can we come to know something? There is only one possible way. A little bird could come and tell us. We must leave that possibility open too. We can call it revelation. Someone reveals something to us or tells us something. Of course, the problem with a little bird coming and telling us something, or revealing it to us, is that we can't understand anything about an order that exceeds our own minds in complexity. So we have to believe. Notice what I am saying. I am saying that with our degree of conceptual complexity, we cannot account for nor understand any order more complex than our own. It's as if we were blind. Also, I am saying that any modest scientist must acknowledge the limits of his or her own mind, and must not adamantly declare, nothing exists but what I can understand. At least a humble scientist should say, I am open to the hypothesis that there are orders of such a degree of complexity that I cannot understand them. There is a further step, and many people take it based on belief. The belief that we can come to know something if it is revealed to us from outside and we accept that it is true. In other words, we make an act of faith. Then we can come to know something. A person might say, listen, the Holy Trinity, there's just no understanding that. True, but it's been revealed to us. And furthermore, I believe it. It can't be verified nor scientifically proven. In fact, no one can prove that it is false, nor that it is true. For it exceeds in complexity the sole instrument human beings depend on in our action and our lives, our own minds.